Welcome to Hands-on Equations, lesson number 6. So as a reminder, you should have out your booklet as well as your materials, and you're going to be building each equation along with me using your mat. All right, so let's start with the first example. We have a new feature here. You can see that in this equation, we have some parentheses. So as we know from parentheses and thinking of our order of operations, we know that you're supposed to do what's inside the parentheses first. However, we have a variable and we don't know what the value of that variable is. So we can't actually simplify this from the inside. We need to do something else in order to determine what the value of the pawn is. So we're just going to go ahead and build the equation using our logic and reasoning of what this multiplier means out here. So I'm going to start with building what's inside. So x plus 3. So that means pawn plus 3. And when I have a number out here that's up next to my parentheses, that means multiply. That means multiplying everything that's in that parentheses times that number. So x plus 3, all of that times 2. So think of it like this is your parentheses and you're doing times 2 or copy paste. So everything here, copy, paste. So I now have two sets of this exact same thing. And so when you see those parentheses, I want you to build it one on top of the other, going this way, not like up, building it this way, but building it up this way. So here we have that on this side. And that is equal to x plus 8 over here. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and start solving this equation using the same strategies I was using before. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start with my legal move. So removing a pawn from both sides. And here I have 3 plus 3, so that's 6 on one side and 8 on the other. So if I remove 6 from here, I'm also going to remove 6 from over here. So 8 minus 6, that's going to be 2. So I'll go ahead and replace that. So now I have x is going to be equal to 2. So I'm going to write this down. X is 2. And now I'm going to rebuild my equation on my map. So I know that I had x plus 3 to start, and then it's all of that times 2. So I'm going to do another x plus 3. And the other side of my mat, I have x plus 8. Okay, so now I'm going to check to see if what I have here works. So I have 2 pawns, so that's going to be 2 plus 2 is 4, and 3 and 3 is 6, so 4 and 6 is 10. So I have 10 on this side of my mat, and then the pawn I think is 2, so 2 plus 8 is also 10. So 10 equals 10, that's a true statement, and I'm going to move on. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and clear my mat and do the next one. Okay, so I know that I need to do what's inside the parentheses first per order of operations, and I can't actually solve it or simplify it because I have a variable in here. I'm not sure what the value is, so I'm just going to build it. I'm going to build what's inside. So 2x, that's going to be 2 pawns, plus 1. And I see all of that is being multiplied by 2. So I'm going to take this entire thing and I'm going to double it. Copy, paste. So for these 2 pawns, I need another 2 pawns. For this one, I need another 1. Okay, so I've now doubled it, or I did times 2. And on the other side of my equation, I just have an 18. So I'm going to do 10 plus 8 to make my 18. All right, so now I'm going to start with my legal moves again. So I see I have no pawns on this side, so I already am simplified as much as I can be with my variables. So now I'm just going to simplify my my constants or my number cubes. So I see I have 2 over here. Remember, when we have it this way, it's a 1 plus a 1, not an 11. Okay, so I have 2 over here that I'm removing. Boop. So I'm removing those 2, which means I also need to remove 2 from this side. So 18 becomes 16. All right, so I now have 4 pawns equals 16. So what number times 4 equals 16? Well, I know that that's going to be 4. So I think that the pawn is worth 4, but just to double check, I'm going to check my work by rebuilding that original equation. There we go. So 2x plus 1, and then all of that parentheses doubled plus equals 18. So if I think that the the variable or the pawn is 4. I'm going to substitute that in. 4, 8, 12, 16, 17, 18. So I have 18 on this side. Oh, and then I have 18 on the other side. Check. All right, clear your mat. Last one. All right, so I have 2 parentheses x plus 4. So I know that this is where I need to start with those parentheses, x plus 4. That means pawn plus 4. And all of that is times 2. So pawn plus 4. So all of that times 2. And I'm going to plus another pawn. And then on the other side of my equation, pawn plus 12. Ooh, and it looks like I don't have a 2. So I'm going to have to do some rearranging to figure out. So I know 4 and 4 is 8. So I'm going to swap this out. And then I'm going to use one of these from the 2. So now I have it. So I have 3x plus 8 is equal to x plus 12. So I'll start my legal moves, removing a pawn from both sides. And now I need to remove an 8 from both sides. So 8, and then 12 minus 8 is going to be 4. So now I have 2 pawns equals 4. So I know that the pawn is going to equal 2. So now I'm going to rebuild my equation and check to see if I'm right. So I'm going to do my x plus 4, and then all of that is times 2. So I need another x plus the 4 plus another x is equal to x plus 12. And I remember I don't have that 2, so I'm going to swap it out. That 4 and 4 is 8. Let me find my 8. There we go. There's an 8. And I'm going to come back and take that 2. There we go. I now have it modeled. All right, so I think x is 2. So I'm going to go ahead and substitute that in, and I'm going to collect all my x's together. So 2, 4, 6 plus 8 is going to be 14. And then I have 2 and 10 is going to be 12, plus 2 more is 14. So I have 14 on both sides of my equation, and that does balance, so that all works. Okay, so the next thing is to do lesson classwork page number 6, and you're going to be doing this top part using the strategies we just learned, and then you're going to review the previous work that we did here. That's it.